In this video, I'm going to be announcing all the winners to the Summertime Rap Challenge, followed by a brief music review of each verse. And each of the winners are going to receive an unlimited lease to an instrumental of their choosing from my beat store, a copy of my brand new quick guide for writing hooks, which just dropped, and as I already mentioned, a music review of their verse, which totals a $175 value. And if your submission wasn't featured in this video, I still didn't want you to go away empty-handed, so check your inboxes because I sent you a little something as my way of saying thank you for your participation. Also, it's your boy's birthday month, so I'm going to be running a 25% off discount on all of my quick guides and my beats for the next week. Just use the coupon code BIRTHDAY at checkout to get your discount. Now, let's check out all the winners, and I'll be sure to post a link to all their social media information in the video description below if you want to get in touch with them. And for our first winner, we have ZETEO from the USA, and let's check out his verse.
It's your boy ColeMize on the beat.
Summertime and it's time to unwind and rewind inside my mind until I find memory lane. I cruise down and drown in memories of the pool. Fresh out of school, 90 degrees, but I'm cool in the game. Summertime is ribs prime for the cookout. On the lookout to see who checking you out. I'm blazing days that last forever. Whenever the sun down, chill nice on the sound. A different day, a different time. I get the same old vibe in the summertime, but summer mine was filled with tears through the years. Can't complain when the sunshine brightest after the rain. I look up and I can never be down. Never knew I was lost until the day that I found the Most High. How would I sound not to boast my reason? I find joy in any season.
And here's a few thoughts that I wrote down regarding Z's verse. I thought it was witty how he ended his verse by using weather, which connected with the theme of summertime to tie into his faith, which gives him joy regardless of the season. And in my opinion, the beginning and endings of verses are some of the most important parts of the verses. The beginning of the verse needs to get the listener's attention. The middle needs to retain and keep that attention. And the ending of the verse needs to leave them with a strong, lasting impression, giving them something to keep thinking about. And the only part I may tweak on Z's verse, and the key word is maybe tweak, is there's a 4-bar section where he has a 2-bar rhyme scheme followed by 2 bars that only have internal rhymes, so no rhyme scheme. Rhyme schemes are when we rhyme at least one word for at least 2 bars, and the internal rhyme is when we only rhyme within 1 bar, but that rhyme pattern doesn't carry over into the following bar. Rhyme schemes give the listener a pattern to follow for a longer period of time, while internal rhymes are pretty much a one and done. You could technically say on Z's 4th bar that sound and down could be considered a slant rhyme without, since both have an ah sound. But since the cadence pattern didn't match up with either of those first 2 bars, this didn't feel like an intentional slant rhyme. As rappers, we typically have 3 layers of patterns we're creating that are typically stacked on top of each other. We have a rhyme scheme pattern, a cadence pattern, and a delivery pattern. And I decided to write a different 4th bar to rhyme with forever and add a little humor and connect with a spiritual twist his verse will take toward the end. Now let's listen to it before and after and let's compare.
Summertime is ribs prime for the cookout. On the lookout to see who checking you out. I'm blazing days that last forever. Whenever the sun down, chill nice on the sound. A different day, a different time. I get the same old vibe in the summertime. But summertime is ribs prime for the cookout. On the lookout to see who checking you out. I'm blazing days that last forever.
Hotter than enchiladas eaten by a devil in a sweater.
A different day, a different time. I get the same old vibe in the summertime.
Now, I did enjoy the change that I made, but I don't necessarily feel like this part has to be changed. I still really like how Z sounded here, and this is one of those subjective things that I would have personally executed differently, but what Z did here is not wrong. In fact, as we develop our rap skills and learn lots of theory and techniques, it's important to not think of these as rules. And plus, it's okay to break the rules as long as we're intentional about it. And I would say from listening to all of Z's verse, his stuff is very well structured. He does very good with his rhyme schemes. He does a lot of rhyming in here too. And so I'm going to guess that this was actually an intentional thing that he did, which I'm cool with. And one thing I slightly did not like about the change that I made was mine was faster and more dense. I had enough room to say everything, but there's quite a jump in energy compared to his part before what I changed and his part after. So I don't know, it kind of fell out of place a little bit. Like there's a little bit too much of a jump in energy. He doesn't really rap that fast anywhere else in the verse. And so basically I'm critiquing myself, critiquing his verse. So shout out to ZETEO. You killed it, bro. All right, our second winner is Lumberjack Pat from Canada. And let's check out his verse.
This is warm weather, was a beach with girls, wearing bikinis, working out, teaching curls, running in the sand, playing volleyball. I'm 6'4", she calls me tall, slow-mo jogging like she's on Baywatch. David Hasselhoff sitting with a fifth of scotch, going around asking out every chick. No, I don't want to date, just want to hit. I was born in August, no wonder why I'm so hot. She claims I'm the best guy that she got. Wait, you have other men? So you wanna just be very close friends? Now I'm melting in on my sores like ice cream. Don't wanna wake up to more, just a dream. I'm a lumberjack that's done with lies. That's why I like fall over summertime.
All right, so here's some of my thoughts on Pat's verse. He did a really good job painting a vivid picture of scouring the beach looking for a suitable candidate for a one-night stand, only to be friend-zoned and left drowning in his sorrow. But I felt some of his words needed a little bit more room to be enunciated clearly. For example, when he said, I'm 6'4", she calls me tall. 6 and foot were slurred a bit too much, and at first I thought he said, I'm searching for. I fixed this by coming in a little earlier and leading into this bar by placing I'm before the first beat and placing the word 6 on the first beat. And here's a before and after comparison of how that sounds.
Running in the sand, playing volleyball. I'm 6'4", she calls me tall. Running in the sand, playing volleyball.
I'm 6'4", she calls me tall. And I also noticed that Pat had a tendency to begin rapping on the first beats of every bar, which limited his options to where he could place his lyrics when beginning a new bar, which leads to my next point. Due to Pat beginning every bar on the first beat, it made his overall rap flow feel a little rigid and stiff at times. Adding a little bit more variety to the starting points in his bars can really open up his rap flow and make it feel more free and less restrictive. For example, on I Was Born in August, No Wonder Why I'm So Hot, I used the same technique as before and just started rapping the lyrics to the next bar before the first beat by placing I was before the first beat and born on the first beat. And this freed up more space within this bar and gave me more room to play with the sustain and timing of other words. Now let's listen to a before and after of that adjustment.
Going around asking out every chick. No, I don't want to date, just want to hit. I was born in August, no wonder why I'm so hot. She claims I'm the best guy that she got. Round asking out every chick. No, I don't want to date, just want to hit.
I was born in August, no wonder why I'm so hot. She claims I'm the best guy that she's got. And also, there were a few parts where the timing felt a little early, which made the rap flow feel a little rushed. For example, on slow-mo jogging like she's on Baywatch, and the following line, David Hasselhoff sitting with a fifth of scotch. Listen to how it sounds like he's a little in front of the bass line. And on my recording, I'm rapping on top of the bass line. This is a very subtle timing adjustment, but it makes a big difference on how the rap flow feels.
I'm 6'4", she calls me tall. Slow-mo jogging like she's on Baywatch. David Hasselhoff sitting with a fifth of scotch. 4, she calls me tall.
Slow-mo jogging like she's on Baywatch. David Hasselhoff sitting with a fifth of scotch. And also, there were some parts of the verse that felt a little out of place. Like when he said, I was born in August, no wonder why I'm so hot. There's nothing wrong with this line, but it was just when it was said, it kind of raised its hand to me a little bit, because during this section, he was interacting with a girl. So instead of him saying how hot he is, it would have made more sense, I felt, to perhaps say the girl was born in August, so no wonder why she's so hot. Also, I felt the next to last line felt a little out of place when he said, I'm a lumberjack that's done with lies. And this felt out of place to me because there doesn't seem to be any lies that have been taking place within the verse. He was straight up with the girls that he just wants to hit it, quit it, and be done with it. And the girl let him know that he was the best guy that she currently had in rotation and just wanted to be friends. So if there was more of an obvious betrayal, this line would have carried a lot more weight, especially with it being at the end of the verse. For an example, let's say he and this girl made love on the beach, and she told him she was on the pill. And then later on, it's revealed that she's pregnant, she's going to have the child, and doesn't want to be with him, and she's demanding child support. Then if he followed that up with the last 2 lines and said, I'm a lumberjack that's done with lies. That's why I like fall over summertime. Thanks again, Pat, for your submission. And our next winner is Torin Shea. And let's check out his verse.
Yo, who it is?
It's your boy ColeMize on the beat.
Nice. Let's get it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yesterday bad, but now I'm feeling great. Flame dance and sway on a summer day. Hot and bad day, got the spice and play. Too much heat and yo, it's frightening. You feel attacked like struck by lightning. Bug sparked up, glowing in its prime. Want some meat, then y'all better get in line. Yo, I stepped at the door, flipping those steaks, they yelling, give me more. You know I lit it, flavors legit. Flames ride high, the heat's committed. On the grizzle we sizzle with no slack. Not artificial, each bite love stacks. Done for the day, heading to the bay. Off to see the fireworks play.
Alright, so here's some of my quick thoughts on Torin's verse. I felt Torin did a great job balancing the musical side and the lyrical side of his raps together. His verse painted a clear picture of a much needed relaxing summertime day in Cali around some delicious barbecue, followed by some fireworks. I also enjoyed how he switched up his rhyme schemes and cadences frequently to keep things moving and evolving. And honestly, there wasn't much that I would tweak about Torin's verse. The only slight tweak I would make is at the very end of the verse where the instrumental drops off. The timing of the vocals felt slightly early to me, so I made a slight timing adjustment, and here's a before and after of how that sounds.
On the grizzle we sizzle with no slack. Not artificial, each bite love stacks. Done for the day, heading to the bay. Off to see the fireworks play. On the grizzle we sizzle with no slack. Not artificial, each bite love stacks. Done for the day, heading to the bay.
Off to see the fireworks play. Thanks again for your submission, Torin. And your verse done made me hungry now, so I think I need to go get me some barbecue. Okay, our next winner is Cos1, and let's check out what he wrote.
It's your boy ColeMize on the beat.
Yeah, KOZ. Man, I miss rolling to the smell of the beach. Feeling like the sun straight focus on me. Ain't a cloud in the sky, I know cause I'm high. Blowing like lifted by Lauderdale's heat. Flying in a 2-door, got it from the future. Slick like Rick, no more D in the cruiser. Smoking like Hooters, killing like 2 birds. Tell them in 2 words of sound, you heard? And I had them bouncing like 2 in the shirt. Every single word infused with flirt. You could bet on me if you want it for sure. Had a grip full of queens that whole summer. Only bummer came when I tripped in the fall. It clicked with the cop so I forgot to call. I PO my PO who said the law. After 12 in a day, now I'm back with y'all.
Okay, so here's some of my quick thoughts on Cos's verse. I think he did an awesome job painting a fun picture of him partying it up on the beaches of Fort Lauderdale, Florida, which led to his unfortunate incarceration due to a probation violation. He did a great job balancing his rap flow and his lyrics together. And for the majority of his verse, he was balancing multiple rhyme schemes at once while also using a lot of wordplay. And I never felt like he let these techniques get in the way of the message. So that's a great job. That's not something that's very easy to do. The only part I would tweak is the last 4 lines because the phrasing of it was a bit confusing to me and I struggled to hear all the words at first. So I rephrased it and I also eliminated a few syllables to create more room for certain words to be emphasized a bit more, which also helps with lines hitting harder the first time someone hears them. And that's something that I've learned to pay a lot of attention to over the years. Is like when I'm letting someone hear something I've written for the first time, I'm looking for their first initial reaction, like the first time they hear it. And that's why I always pay close attention to not only the clarity of what's being said so it can be understood, but also making sure the meaning is clear. So that way, when that listener hears it for the first time, it resonates, it connects with them, and it can move them. And that can be a trade-off sometimes, like with super technical stuff, like a lot of Eminem stuff. He'll have so much rhyming going on top of him rapping fast a lot of times, and also so much wordplay that the first time you hear it, it won't hit because you got to listen to it a few times before you realize the complexity of what was just said. And then you go, oh man, you get what I'm saying? So it just depends on what you're going for and like what the intent is behind what you're writing and what's the purpose of it. But personally, that's something I always kind of give priority to having that hard initial impact with what I'm doing as much as possible. And here's the before and after of how that sounds.
The first sure had a grip full of queens that whole summer. Only bummer came when I tripped in the fall. It clicked with the cuff, so I forgot to call. I PO'd my PO who said the law. After 12 in a day, now I'm back with y'all. Wanna first sure had a grip full of queens that whole summer.
I only brought my cane when I tripped in the fall. Got clipped with cuffs cause I forgot to call. I PO'd my PO cause I broke the law. After 12 in a day, now I'm back with y'all. Thanks again, Cause, for your submission, and make sure that you keep that PO officer happy, okay? All right, and our fifth and final winner is Richie West from Nigeria. Let's check out what he wrote.
I remember back time in 2013. Used to rock this my Gucci sandals. I was only 7, but I knew the trenches. I bought the world fenders when I'm moving my brothers. Left those boys in help to see an angel. Pop my collar, listen, give me a hug, don't strangle. Check my pocket, 100 naira to my name. Hope is enough for a treat, ain't just the same. Mimi King, Jackie Chan for the next ups. Fighting with moves, land for TV spots. My neighbor had Chinese flicks on deck, training hard so we could earn some respect. Not our rise on the lowest low. Next to me, the all disease like it does Rasi show. Summertime song, we rise and shine bright. Chilling with my crew, everything is alright.
Okay, so here's some of my thoughts on Richie's verse. Richie West gave a different perspective of summertime and how he coped with the struggles that came from the streets of Nigeria by finding solace from the brotherhood of his friends. Richie did an excellent job balancing a smooth and dynamic rap flow with well-structured rhyme schemes. And it was only one part of the verse where I felt like the timing could use a slight adjustment. And I think what happened here was Richie had 1 to 2 too many syllables, which caused the musicality of his cadence to suffer. Because at that point, we're just kind of trying to squeeze everything in there, which can cause things to become unbalanced a little bit musically. And that's also where words can start to get slurred also. And Richie had a nice, strong Nigerian accent, so I likely got some of these lyrics wrong, but I matched up the syllable count before making my tweaks. And the second line here felt a little rushed timing-wise, and the last line felt a little too dense. So I made a slight timing adjustment for the second line, and I decided to remove 2 syllables on his last line to open things up a bit more and improve the musicality of this bar. And here's a before and after of that change.
I was only 7, but I knew the trenches. I bought the world fenders when I'm moving my brothers. Left those boys in help to see an angel. Pop my collar, listen, give me a hug, don't strangle. Check my pocket, 100 naira to my name. Hope is enough for a treat, ain't just the same. Mimi King, Jackie Chan for the next ups. 7, but I knew the trenches. I bought the world fenders when I'm moving my brothers.
Left his voice in help, see an end job, pop my collar, then she gives me a hug, don't struggle. Check my pocket and drew lots on my name. Hope is a love for treats, just saying. Thanks again, Richie, for your submission, man. Much love to Nigeria from the States. And keep kicking butt on these rap tracks like Jackie Chan. And I want to send another big shout out to everybody who participated. This was not an easy instrumental to rap over because, one, it has a high tempo of 112 beats per minute, and it has this funky groove that's not typical in a rap instrumental. Again, links to all the winners' social media information is in the video description below. And if you're new here, my name is ColeMize with ColeMizeStudios.com, where I strive to make you a better rapper now. And before you leave, make sure you get my free Rap Essentials bundle, which includes the following: the #1 fundamental to rapping ebook, bar sheets to help you improve the structuring of your lyrics, 6 practice instrumentals which include dedicated video tutorials, the CMS catalog which has my favorite studio gear recommendations, plus I'll be sharing via email the most essential video tutorials I've made that I recommend every aspiring rapper to watch. These lessons are going to teach you all the core techniques that you need to be a better rapper now. And all of this is 100% free when you join my mailing list in the video description below. Again, my name is ColeMize with ColeMizeStudios.com. And always remember, when it comes to rapping, there's no rules, there's only techniques. Peace. Hey man, you see that subscribe button right there? Kill it, kill it, kill it, kill it, kill it, kill it, kill it. Oh, and don't forget the bell icon. Kill it, kill it, kill it, kill it, kill it, kill it, kill it. Hey, I know you see that like button, right? Kill it, kill it, kill it, kill it, kill it, kill it, kill it. And look at yourself in the mirror and tell yourself, today I'm gonna kill it, kill it.